5 foods that clog blood vessels. Cholesterol buildup in the blood vessels can lead to coronary heart disease, stroke, and other problems. It's one of the leading causes of death in the United States, killing more than 500,000 people yearly. One of the reasons why cholesterol sticks around in our blood vessels is because foods high in saturated fat clog them up and make it difficult for them to flow freely. Here are 5 foods that clog blood vessels and how to avoid them to reduce your risk of coronary heart disease, stroke, and other conditions. 1. Trans fats. Trans fats are one of the most dangerous 5 foods that clog blood vessels. These fats, also known as partially hydrogenated oils, are artificial fat commonly found in processed and fried foods. Trans fats can increase cholesterol levels in your blood, leading to an increased risk of cardiovascular disease, stroke, and even heart attack. It's important to avoid eating trans fats as much as possible. You can do this by avoiding processed foods, fried foods, and fast food. Read labels carefully to ensure that the product does not contain partially hydrogenated oils or trans fats. If you're consuming more than 2 grams of trans fats daily, it's time to change. It's worth it for the sake of your health. 2. Saturated fats. Saturated fats are one of the 5 foods that clog blood vessels and increase the risk of heart disease. They are found in animal products such as red meat, poultry, butter, full-fat dairy, eggs, and lard. Eating large amounts of these fats can increase bad cholesterol levels and a higher risk of heart disease. It's important to limit your intake of saturated fats to keep your blood vessels clear and healthy. Fortunately, some alternatives are healthier and still provide flavor. For example, instead of red meat or butter, opt for leaner cuts of meat such as chicken, turkey, or fish. You can also replace butter with olive oil or avocado oil when cooking. Also, could you choose low-fat or non-fat dairy options for milk and cheese? By making a few simple changes to your diet, you can avoid clogging your blood vessels and reduce your risk of heart disease. 3. Unhealthy fats. Eating too much of the wrong fats can lead to clogged blood vessels, which can put you at risk for stroke, heart attack, and other cardiovascular diseases. The good news is that 5 foods are particularly bad for clogging your arteries and veins. Knowing which foods to avoid can help keep your blood vessels healthy and reduce your risk of serious health problems. The first food on our list of 5 foods that clog blood vessels is trans fat. Trans fats are found in processed foods like cookies, crackers, cakes, and pastries. Trans fats raise your bad cholesterol, LDL, and lower your good cholesterol, HDL, increasing your risk of developing cardiovascular diseases. To limit trans fat intake, read labels and avoid any product containing partially hydrogenated oil in its ingredients list. Second, on our list is saturated fat. Saturated fats are found in cheese, red meat, and butter. Eating too much saturated fat can cause a buildup of plaque in your arteries, raising your risk of cardiovascular disease. It would be best if you tried much saturate to limit your saturated fat intake by eating lean meats and switching to low-fat dairy products. Third, on our list of 5 foods that clog blood vessels is refined carbohydrates. Refined carbs such as white bread, pasta, and processed snacks are stripped of important nutrients, leaving only simple sugars behind. These simple sugars can cause a spike in your blood sugar levels, leading to increased plaque formation in your arteries and veins. To avoid refined carbohydrates, choose whole grain products instead. Fourth on our list is processed meats. Processed meats like sausages, hot dogs, and bacon are high in saturated fat and sodium, increasing your risk of cardiovascular disease. To reduce your intake of processed meats, look for healthier alternatives such as chicken or fish. Last but not least is fried foods. Fried foods like French fries, donuts, and chicken nuggets contain unhealthy saturated fat. Eating too much fried food can increase the amount of plaque in your arteries and veins, making it more difficult for blood to flow freely. To reduce your intake of fried foods, opt for healthier options such as baked or grilled foods. By avoiding these 5 foods that clog blood vessels, you can keep your arteries and veins healthy and reduce your risk of cardiovascular diseases. 4. Refined carbohydrates. Refined carbohydrates are among the top 5 foods that clog blood vessels. This group includes white bread, white pasta, and any other grain-based product stripped of its nutritional value. Refined carbohydrates can raise cholesterol levels, increase your risk of heart disease, and contribute to clogged blood vessels. To avoid refined carbohydrates, choose whole grains instead. Whole grains are packed with fiber and nutrients and help keep your blood vessels healthy. Switching to whole wheat bread, brown rice, and quinoa can significantly affect your overall health. You'll enjoy your favorite dishes without worrying about clogged arteries. In addition to choosing whole grains, make sure you get plenty of fresh fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables contain vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that help maintain healthy blood vessels. Eating a variety of produce every day is the best way to ensure your arteries stay clear. You can avoid the 5 foods that clog blood vessels by making small dietary changes. By opting for whole grains and lots of fruits and vegetables, you'll be able to keep your arteries open and reduce your risk of developing serious heart issues. 5. Processed meats. Processed meats, like bacon, sausage, and ham, are among the top 5 foods that can clog blood vessels. These meats are high in saturated fats and sodium, which can increase your risk of developing heart disease. Eating processed meats can also raise levels of bad cholesterol in your blood, which can cause plaque buildup in your arteries. Limiting your intake is best to avoid clogging your blood vessels with processed meats. When possible, choose leaner cuts of meat and opt for low-sodium varieties. If you're looking for a healthy alternative, try incorporating more plant-based proteins into your diets, such as beans, nuts, and seeds. This will help you meet your protein needs without the negative effects of processed meats. We appreciate you staying tuned. In the meantime, hit that subscribe button and like button hard.